Hey, coaches. Teaching a growth mindset is very different from coaching around it. We talked about this before, and much of what is going to come in this little video is a bit of a rehash of themes that we've seen throughout the entire coach training up to this point. But as we talk about fixed and growth mindsets, it highlights the importance and the value of revisiting what it took to create success, the journey a client has gone through, been on in order to achieve their goals, in order to see the progress they wanted to see when they hired you as a coach. It is so valuable to revisit that story and help them explore how they have changed as an individual and how their choices and their actions and behaviors might have contradicted what they believed about themselves at the beginning. While at the very beginning of a relationship, or when we first hear the first sign of a fixed mindset, we can bring up, hey, there's this thing, growth mindset, fixed mindset. And this is a completely legitimate thing you can do in your coaching. You can just simply do the whole pause, get permission to share a concept from coaching. There's growth versus fixed mindset language. You're not calling them a fixed mindset person. You're just highlighting these two distinctions. And you can highlight how the way they phrased it may be more or is more aligned with the fixed mindset language. What would be an alternative, or what do they make of this distinction? So you can kind of play with that as part of a session, as a miniature exercise. And even just that awareness can be very valuable. This is exactly what we've seen from Carol Dweck's research, that when a person or a student learns about growth and fixed mindset, it can make a measurable difference for them. But as the coach, while it is valuable to do that, and I would encourage you again to do that in your coaching sessions, also keep in mind the importance of regularly checking in on what progress the individual has made in their work and through the coaching, and how that reflects a growth mindset. So as the client starts a session with fixed mindset language and they work through it, at the end of the session, you may bring up fixed and growth mindset there, maybe more effectively, as you highlight what has shifted. Again, fact-based observation. At the beginning, you were saying language like this, that you just don't think you're capable. And here at the end, you're saying this is one of the best opportunities to grow, even though it's really challenging. We call that distinction fixed mindset versus growth mindset. What do you make of the journey you've been on in this session? And that kind of in-session observation, coupled with the psychology or the research around growth and fixed mindset, it can be very powerful, not only to help elevate their awareness in session, but also to help them carry this idea of fixed and growth mindset outside of the session naturally. It's always easier to understand something when you've seen it happen to yourself, in yourself. You have gone through that journey. So as a coach, it's very valuable to highlight when a client in a session has made that adjustment. Now, of course, this also applies to an entire relationship, or a 3 months of coaching, or however long you'd like. Some significant time has gone by as the individual has been coached. Maybe they're working on a core topic that they are trying to work on with their leadership, with their communication, with the collaboration with other team members, with their performance and behavior. And there was something at the beginning where they were saying things like, I just don't know how to do this. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not the kind of leader who does this. Everyone's great at this. I'm not. Whatever the fixed language was, over time, they've made some adjustments, seen some improvement, and now they have a confidence about their ability to do this thing, to overcome this kind of challenge. At that point, it is so valuable, again, for the coach to highlight the journey, fact-based observation. At the beginning of our work together on this topic, you were saying these types of things, and now you are saying this is a new version of you, that you've realized how much you've been able to grow. We call that fixed mindset versus growth mindset. What do you make of this change in your life? How might you apply this to other areas of your life? Other great questions can be, how have you changed? What have you learned? And if you could go back to that version of yourself 3 months ago, what would you tell them about the journey? This revisiting of their former self and providing advice can be a great foil, a great play to use later on in the coaching as you then say, with this new challenge, what might your future self who has worked through the challenge say to you now? So it just creates this very coaching rich environment where the individual has a sense of self that is more associated with a growth mindset. Make sure you are taking time in session or after a series of sessions to highlight the transition, the journey from a fixed mindset around a topic or agenda to the growth mindset. Use the language, use those fact-based observations, and really dig into what this person is learning about their ability to change. Hope this is helpful. Keep up the great work. Keep learning about the impact of mindset and how to really coach around it, because this is the core of what coaching really does.